The Green Bay Packers pick up an impressive road win on Sunday Night Football, beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 35-25. I'm Dominique Yates. I'm joined by Pete Dougherty. Pete, I mean, even if you look at this game, and wasn't like the best game by no means by the Packers, but that second half, there was a team that was starting to look really dominant, clicking on all cylinders. What do you make of this Packers performance in this victory?
Yeah, at halftime, I'm just, looking through my notes and the plays, and I'm like, man, this offense is just not very good. 7 games in, this is a big problem. And then they come out and play their best half of offensive football of the season. Love, that's as good a half as Love has had since, I think, going back to the Dallas playoff game a couple of years ago. And I think this is more what, they're not going to play like that all the time, but a little more of what, some of us, or at least I would have thought they'd look like. And they obviously seem to have found some things that are working, that actually they do well. They were really struggling to find out what they do well. Well, what they do well is you get the ball to 85 and you're going to get yards. And then Christian Watson, man, I wouldn't have bet a nickel that he was going to have. So I thought he'd play 15 snaps total in the game, and I'm sure he played, it's got to be over 40, probably 45 or so, 50, who knows. And he had a huge impact with the plays downfield. So, they've got something going for them with those two guys. A little precarious, resting a lot on Christian Watson's health, considering everything. But, obviously this half should help them figure out who they are a lot more than where they were for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's something really big. And as far as defensively, I mean, again, they had some up and down moments, but again, the second half was big. What can you say about just the pass rush and not only what Micah did, but Rashawn Gary and you see some of those linebackers and just how they made it difficult for Aaron Rodgers, a veteran guy who has won it all at a highest level. They tried to make things very difficult for him.
Yeah, I thought they played a pretty good game defensively. The run, that Warren is a really good running back. And, especially like in the first half, especially the first quarter, everything was short, and they were running up and tackling. I was thinking, man, this is looking like the first 2 games. And I think, we're talking with Ryan Wood in the press box right near the end of the game, and I think it came out Rodgers, at least going into the last drive, was averaging like 5.6 yards an attempt. The good quarterbacks, the really good ones, are averaging 7 point something. I mean, that's a huge difference. A 2-yard difference in yards per attempt is huge. I think that says a lot about how the defense played. Rodgers got caught holding the ball a couple times. Packers fans are used to seeing that. And it's just it was a solid defensive performance. Not great, but pretty good.
Yeah. Finally, Pete, for you personally, what was it like just kind of going into this game, covering it, because you covered every game of Aaron Rodgers' career? Just, what was it like just to kind of see just how this whole week and the weekend kind of came about?
Oh, I thought this is the most interesting game of the regular season. And I was just so curious to see how Rodgers would look. And how Jordan Love would perform with Rodgers on the other side. This was a huge game for Jordan Love. And even the first half, he was playing well. The thing that bogged down, they dropped 3 third-down passes. That killed 3 drives. It's got to do him immeasurable good in such a big moment to have performed so well, to have had his best game in a while. It's got to do a lot for him. It's got to do a lot for the locker room, the coaching staff, everybody. A lot of season to go. We're not even halfway through yet, but if I'm them, I'm feeling pretty good about things right now.
5-1-1 compared to how some teams in the NFL have played. Like you said, you have to feel really good right now if you are the Green Bay Packers. And again, it was only their second road win of the season, but it was a big one, 35-25 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Heading back to Lambeau Field next weekend to take on the Carolina Panthers. For Pete Dougherty, I'm Dominique Yates.